Logan Paul is a terrible person. I'm not breaking any news when I say this. It's pretty obvious to anyone with a working brain and the slightest bit of common sense. But recently, there's been some drama surrounding him and another YouTuber named CoffeeZilla. Now, CoffeeZilla is essentially an internet detective, does a lot of things in terms of exposing scams and exposing different creators, things like that. I don't know if I'm necessarily a fan of CoffeeZilla, but I have watched some of his content, but I greatly enjoyed his breakdown on Logan Paul. And he did a three-part series about this crypto scam with Logan Paul. Logan Paul finally had to acknowledge the situation, but it's been a really bad situation for Logan Paul up to this point. Logan Paul today released a video. This video is the one we're looking at. It has been downvoted to hell and back. 124,000 downvotes at the time of me recording this video, and it's getting much worse. The massive ratio is out of control because Logan Paul is not a good person. And how do I know that? Because those that preach the loudest have the most to hide. Now, Logan Paul got canceled a few years ago because of the suicide forest situation. We all know what happened there. He then did his fake apology video. Logan Paul has always been an obnoxious douchebag. That's not anything new, but he did this apology and he claimed he's going to try and change, and he did do a lot of rehabilitation of his image, and he seemed to started to get things turned around. But back in 2020, during the summer of love, we all remember the summer of love when it was really popular to talk about Black Lives Matter and how racism is so bad, because apparently when you call racism out, you're a hero, because no one's ever done that before. But Logan Paul decided to do that, and this is the cringe of Logan Paul. So those that preach the loudest have the most to hide. Now, this video has 27 million views. Now, this is on Twitter, and this is where Logan Paul was begging every single person that canceled him to never cancel him again. This was where Logan Paul was basically saying, please, I am a great person, and I am going to stand with the marginalized voices, so please don't ever come after me again, because I am such a good person, and I'm going to call white privilege out, and I'm going to call racism out, blah, 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 blah. When I saw this, I knew that Logan Paul was the fakest person on the entire internet. And this man is terrified of being canceled again. He is terrified. After he does that, he then goes out and reportedly scams his entire fan base over a cryptocurrency. Yeah, that's the Logan Paul we're talking about. Let's listen. Let's listen to how virtuous Logan Paul was during the summer of love.
Listen closely. One of my biggest learnings from all of this, and I'm embarrassed that it's taken me 25 years to realize this. It is not enough to be not racist. You have to be anti-racist.
Yes.
Condemn those who feign superiority because of the color of their skin. Friends, hold friends accountable. Hold your family accountable. Hold yourself accountable. And most importantly, we must hold our authorities accountable. Police officers, politicians, policymakers. As Killer Mike said, bully the politicians at the voting booth. Make your voice heard. Attend a protest. Speak up against injustice. If you're white, if you look like me, use your privilege. And for those who do not think white privilege exists, you are fucking blind. You are delusional, and you are part of the problem. I can count on zero hands the amount of times that I have feared for my life at a routine traffic stop. That has never happened. Half of the reason I'm able to get away with some of my hooligan shit I do in my vlogs is because I'm a white kid. I'm confident that I do not have to fear for my life should the cops show up. Acknowledge and weaponize your privilege. I believe we're going to a protest today. You can bet your fucking ass I'll be in the front line. Knowing all this about America, its racially charged background,
I'm so glad he's reading from his script, by the way. Like, I do all of my videos with no script. It's not to say there's anything wrong with having a script. When you actually mean it, why do you need a script? Why do you need the script to sit there and read it? Read it really passionately, by the way. It's disgusting.
Inability to truly treat humans as equals, even after 244 years since its inception. We must now work towards finding the solution. And if you are an influencer or celebrity friend of mine, I hope you are using your platform to continue to spread the message of solidarity and unity. I do not have all the answers, but I know we must now reverse engineer the system as a collective. We must open our eyes and realize that there is only one race, and that is the human race. On behalf of Breonna Taylor, we must change. On behalf of Ahmaud Arbery, we must advance. And on behalf of George Floyd and the hundreds of others who have been unjustly murdered in this country, we must evolve.
So that was Logan Paul, virtue signaling as hard as he could possibly virtue signal it, and literally just begging the mainstream to never cancel me again because, hey, I'm against racism. I'm Logan Paul. Please never cancel me again. All the while, Logan Paul was working up another scam. And this scam, because of CoffeeZilla's investigation, has exposed Logan Paul. Now, he didn't want to talk about this until, of course, CoffeeZilla made it a big deal. And now his response, which is a 7-minute response, which is very cringe, has 124,000 downvotes. So ultimately, we're just going to have to see how this continues to play out. I have been following this, and I decided why not at least make a video about this. It's interesting to me to watch all of this play out because Logan Paul is such a terrible person, and his response was just so unbelievably bad that I just had to cover it. So maybe I'll do a little more breakdowns. I wish I would have covered it as I was watching the CoffeeZilla investigation because it was very interesting, and there's some interesting stuff out there. I know a lot of this stuff is boring to a lot of people, but I'm sure that it's interesting to another group of people as well, and I found it to be very interesting. So you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you very much for checking out this video, and we will talk to you later.